see something cool? Okay. Try finger, butthole.
Hello, my fellow tarnished! I'm sure you're all thoroughly enjoying the new life of Arcane and it working correctly, as am I. And I'm here with two fantastic new tools to make your enemies die. Seriously, they're both absolutely absurd now. The first of which is Mohgwyn's Sacred Spear, which essentially is just press L2 to kill everyone in a huge area around you. Okay, have fun. It's kinda insane how much damage this does, how quickly, and the fact that you can do it in a 3-hit combo that gets more and more potent every single time. Oh, and let's not forget our, well, new friends, and I do mean lots and lots of new friends. It's a swarm of flies! I don't know why I introduced that like a contestant on a game show. In any case, this is a ridiculous incantation now. It is cheap to cast, it is fast to cast, it is a incredibly high tracking spell that will slowly drift through the air once it reaches its target, will rapidly tick away at them, causing blood loss. A lot of blood loss. As in, with a high arcane stat and a good arcane scaling seal, it will trigger a blood loss every single cast, and eventually you'll get a double blood loss as you keep casting, and it's just ridiculous how effective this is at killing everything from range as you progress through the game. It's also a ridiculously oppressive tool in PvP because of, again, that incredibly high tracking and how poise breaky the constant ticking, gnashing teeth of these flies are. It lets you really chase people down, follow your flies in, and poke them to death. Hell, even the Mohgwyn Sacred Spear and its Blood Boon Ritual all but one-shots the healthiest of targets in PvP. I got double ganked here at the end of my Bloodfly demonstration, and even in the split second I got before I got one-shot by Thundercloud form, it almost one-shot the guy doing it, which is amazing. I just wish they'd, you know, let me have some sort of actual fair fight, but I mean, imagine doing that, right? In any case, then, how do we get this beautiful combination that makes you a better Lord of Blood than Mohg ever was? Well, by robbing his palace, that's how. The blood flies, you want to go from the, let's be honest, we're going to call it the rune farming grace, I'm sure you're all aware of it, and head down into the River of Blood, north, not the first cave on your right, but the second cave on your right, and you can pick it up off the floor. If you want to know how to actually get to Mohgwyn Palace to begin with, well, you need to complete the Var quest line. It's a lot to insert into this build guide, but I will leave a video link down below on how just to do that. And then the Sacred Spear is from the remembrance of the final boss of the Mohgwyn Palace, and while you probably know he's called Mohg at this point, just on the off chance you've not seen him or fought him yourself, I'm not going to spoil the actual fight, but he is the end boss of this fairly small area, just a straight path to him, and then you can swap his remembrance for this spear. The spear itself, which has quite a nice moveset, very long poke range, comes with naturally incredibly high blood build-up, especially once you get your arcane on, and brings some fire damage to the table with blood flame that also coats your weapon for even more damage after you've used the Blood Boon Ritual Ashes. So yeah, generally just a really solid weapon that before kind of did pathetic damage, but now thanks to the fix is really dominant. And of course we actually need the seal. Sorry, I should say sacred seal. Just let me have my fun, okay? In order to cast Swarm of Flies. There is only one arcane scaling seal in the game, and we need to use it because if your weapon / your casting implement doesn't scale with arcane, well then your arcane stat won't affect the status buildup afflicted with it, in this case blood loss. So we need the Dragon Communion seal, which is found in the Fringe Folk Hero's Grave in Limgrave, right next to where you first start the game. A double stone sword, a key door, a chariot trap maze to conquer, and a mini-boss in order to drop it. The rest then is fairly simple. We do want the Bloodlord's Exaltation Talisman for that plus 20% damage when blood loss occurs, as we will be doing plenty of blood loss in range of yourself to make it happen. I really like to have the reduced FP cost on skills here because it is quite FP intensive to be churning through the Blood Boon Ritual, but the other two are kind of up to you. I did test if the spell duration increased talisman made the blood flies live longer, but sadly it doesn't. The other two then are essentially up to you, whatever best fits your build. I like Soul Seals for the free levels, and I also like the spell FP cost reduction talisman, which helps you spam the blood flies even more, but they're already incredibly FP efficient, so it's not super necessary. And of course you can lean more towards your incantation for incantation boosts of damage, or lean more towards your spear and take more melee focused, but yeah, the core here is the weapon, the incantation, the seal, and the Bloodlord's Exaltation. Other than that then, you essentially are set. You've got incredibly powerful melee options with a deadly long reach spear. You've got incredibly powerful ranged options with a spam blood loss occurring bleed swarm of flies that you can send out to your heart's content, and you're basically covered. The Blood Boon Ritual being able to hit everything around you, irrelevant of walls and barriers, and it just goes through everything and kills everything. It's so useful. If you get any kind of distance, any barrier between you and an enemy, and they have to take any kind of time navigating it, they will just get hammered during it. It does have a long wind-up, it does have a slow wind-up, and the gap between the second pulse and the third is also quite hefty, but it does do a lot of points damage, and a lot of the time they'll already be dead by the time you even need the third, and it just absolutely annihilates even the most healthiest of enemies. It's really good. And when all else fails, you can just kite all day with the flies, because you can also cast them while moving, incredibly quick cast, and generally speaking, this is just fantastic. So basically, go become the new Lord of Blood today, and enjoy yourself, as Arcane now is blessing us all. Let me know what you guys think of this little look into the best blood incantation. There are others, but they are nowhere near as good as the flies, sadly, because some of them are very cool, and yeah, of course you can still use them. They're not exactly weak, but the blood flies are just particularly good. The tracking, the damage, the blood loss build-up, it's just ridiculously potent when you've got that arcane pumped with an arcane seal. In any case, let me know if this has inspired you. Subscribe, hit the bell for more builds, funny bits, tips, tricks, guides. You know the drill when it comes to Elden Ring. Like if you have had a good time, and please consider supporting the future of this channel on Patreon down below. Until we meet again, a good one.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.